What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustler here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about Aurora Cannabis, and I'm going to talk about could Aurora Cannabis be a millionaire maker stock. But before we get this video started, I would like to ask you guys to please give me a like. Also, let me know in the comment sections how many Aurora shares you guys have and whether you think Aurora Cannabis can make you guys a millionaire. So before I get into this very interesting article, and of course it is by Motley Fool. I know a lot of people love or hate Motley Fool. I like to read Motley Fool because I find their articles very entertaining. But before we get started, I want to take a look at Aurora Cannabis financials. I want to look at their revenue, their cost of revenue, their gross profits. I want to take a look at everything. Let's look at Aurora Cannabis real quick. So their last quarter earnings, they announced on November 12th, 2018. And their upcoming earnings are coming out February 11th. So that's in like 2 weeks. And let's not forget to mention that their last earnings that they announced, which was on November 12th, was pretty much halfway through legalization date, because marijuana officially became legal on October 17th. As you can see here, October 17th, marijuana officially became legal, and their earnings was on November 12th. So that means they did not have a full quarter of recreational marijuana. So that means that these upcoming earnings right now, coming up Q2 2019 on February 11, 2019, will be one of the most important earnings for Aurora Cannabis. So let's look at their numbers real quick from their last quarter. So right here is the income statement for Aurora Cannabis. They made $29,674,000 last quarter versus $19,147,000 in Q4 from 2018. They pretty much increased their revenue, their total revenue, by $10 million. And the quarter before that, they increased it by $3 million from 2018 03/31. They had $16,100,000. So that was a huge jump from Q3 to Q4 and then to 2019 Q1. And the main reason was because they did finally legalize marijuana on October 17th. But once again, they did not have a full quarter of legal recreational marijuana. Also, let's look at their annual revenue real quick. So in 2018, Aurora had $55 million in total revenue. In 2017, they had $18 million in revenue. That's a huge jump. I can expect Aurora Cannabis in 2019 to have over $150 million in revenue. I won't be surprised to see Aurora Cannabis have more than $150 million in revenue in 2019. Some of you might think that's crazy. Let me know in the comment section how much you think Aurora will have in total revenue in 2019. My guess is between 100 to 200 million. It's going to be very interesting how much they will have in Q2 of 2019. So let's look at their operating expenses real quick. I'm just going to go straight to the operating income or loss. So they lost $96 million in the most recent quarter, and they lost $39 million Q4 of 2018. So that's a huge jump in operating losses. So their total net income was $105,462,000. Real quick, let's look at their balance sheet. So let's look at Aurora's current assets. So Aurora's total current assets right now is $647,384,000. So let's look at their total assets, which equals $4,955,361,000. So their total assets more than doubled, almost tripled. Now let's take a look at their current liabilities. They have $98 million in total liabilities, which is very good when you compare that to their assets. But their total liabilities are $552,444,000, which is still a lot less than $4,955,000,000. So Aurora is currently on the right path, collecting and investing in more assets versus liabilities. So if we look at their total net tangible assets, they have $890,160,000 net tangible assets. So we're going to look at Aurora charts real quick. Right now, they seem to have a resistance at $10 and a nice little support at around $6.50. Usually when they go below $6.50, they might go a little below it, as you see here and as you see here, but they seem to bounce back up, as you can see from these charts. So we're going to look at Aurora right now. These are Canadian prices. So Aurora is currently priced at $8.88. They're up 0.45% today. I mean, they're up 0.45% on Friday. These numbers are going to change because I'm going to release this video on Monday. So on Monday, during the morning, right now I'm recording this on Sunday at around 1:46 a.m. So Monday morning, Monday afternoon, these numbers are going to change. But this is currently what I'm looking at. So right now, technical analysis for Aurora is a buy, and a strong buy. A 1 minute is a neutral and a buy. And then, of course, they have a market cap of $8.86 billion. Still have 961 million shares outstanding. But yeah, 2024, this number can increase can possibly increase if they don't pay off that debt. Hopefully Aurora does pay off that debt because we don't want to see them have more shares outstanding. But let's look more at their numbers. They have a price to earnings ratio of 37. They have price to revenue 115, price to sales 160, which is actually not that bad when you compare that to a lot of other marijuana companies. So that's it for Aurora. That's it for their analytics. That's it for their balance sheet, etc. Now we're going to go into this article. Could Aurora Cannabis be a millionaire maker stock? So let's cut to the chase. Yes, Aurora Cannabis, ACB, could be a millionaire maker stock. Given a large enough initial investment and enough time, many stocks, including Aurora, could generate returns of $1 million or more. The real question, though, is whether an investor buying a reasonable stake in Aurora Cannabis has a realistic chance of becoming a millionaire from this initial investment over a period of time that's not ridiculously long. For example, could a $10,000 initial investment in Aurora turn into $1 million within 25 years? Few stocks can achieve such a feature. To pull it off would require a compound annual growth rate a little over 20%. Could Aurora Cannabis deliver this level of growth? That is the million-dollar question. So what it would take to become a millionaire maker stock, Aurora Cannabis would need to grow its market cap from about $6 billion today to $600 billion. So I'm guessing they're talking American prices to $600 billion. The marijuana producer would probably have to generate annual revenue in the ballpark of $125 million to justify that kind of market cap. Is it possible that Aurora Cannabis can make $125 billion annually in the future? Assuming the company continues to focus on the cannabis industry, the answers depend on just how big the global marijuana market will be. Aurora itself says that the total global cannabis opportunity is around $200 billion in Canadian dollars, or roughly 150 billion American dollars. That's in the line with what other marijuana executives state publicly as well. However, the figure only includes the medical and the recreational use of marijuana. There are several other markets that could be disrupted by cannabis producers, including alcoholic beverages, tobacco, and pharmaceuticals. Canopy Growth CEO Bruce Linton thinks all of these potential markets that could be disrupted total to $500 billion in annual sales. So let's assume that Linton is right. If so, Aurora Cannabis will need to capture around 25% of the total global opportunity. That isn't a totally outlandish proposition. Aurora claimed a market share of around 30% in Ontario soon after the Canadian recreational marijuana market opened. Ontario is Canada's largest province and is a very competitive market. So now why it's not likely. You might have noticed a lot of ifs in what it would take for Aurora to be a millionaire maker stock. Let's add another one. If any one of those assumptions fall through, Aurora won't make anyone a millionaire. First of all, the $150 billion global marijuana figure that gets thrown around assumes that recreational cannabis will be legalized in the US and throughout Europe. No European country has legalized recreational marijuana at this point. And while 10 US states have legalized recreational pot, it remains illegal at the federal level. Maybe all of that could change in 25 years. However, there's certainly no guarantee that it will. An even higher hurdle to jump is achieving such disruption in other markets that it would amount to $500 billion in total annual sales. Aurora Cannabis points to the potential in disrupting other markets, but the company wisely doesn't attempt to project the dollar value of the opportunity. It is also highly doubtful that Aurora Cannabis would attain 25% global market share. Considering Constellation Brand's decision to make a major investment in Canopy Growth, the big alcoholic beverage maker estimated that Canopy could realistically capture no more than 50% of the global market outside of Canada. I don't see Aurora topping Canopy by a significant margin. Remember also that increasing market cap doesn't always translate to solid returns. For investors, last year, for example, Aurora's market cap soared by nearly 60%. Was it a great year for Aurora shareholders? No. The stock plunged 35% because of the company's repeated bought deal financing transactions, issued so many new shares that they diluted the value of existing shares. So there's no need to swing for the fences. Don't count on Aurora Cannabis making you a millionaire. It's just not very likely to happen. But the global marijuana market is big. Aurora's production capacity and international disruption channel should enable the company to be a major player in the market for a long time to come. Like in baseball, you don't have to swing for the fences to be the winner in investing. While Aurora Cannabis might not give you a home run, it could at least provide a single or double. To continue the baseball metaphor though, it's also smart to choose carefully which pitches you take a swing at. I think there are even better marijuana stocks to swing at than Aurora Cannabis. They probably won't make you a marijuana millionaire either, but they can make you richer than you are now. And that's it for Motley Fool. So I'm gonna look at Aurora. So let's just hypothetically talk about this. So let's say you have $10,000 invested into Aurora Cannabis at $8.88. Hypothetically speaking, you have $10,000. That would mean that your shares would have to increase by 100 times. That's if you have $10,000 worth of shares. That would mean that these shares would have to be valued at $888, hypothetically speaking, in 25 years. So if you have $10,000 worth of shares and you have expectations that Aurora Cannabis will make you a millionaire, these share prices would have to go all the way up to $888 a share. Is that likely? I would say that's somewhat unlikely, but at the end of the day, you never know what can happen in 25 years. 25 years is a very long time from now. You never know. You can never count Aurora Cannabis out, but I'm not gonna bet against them because at this point anything is possible. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that notification bell and smash that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section what you think Aurora Cannabis stocks will be in 25 years. I wouldn't be surprised to see them at least $100. $800 is that's pushing it, but you never know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.